Everyone wants to get rich in the stock market with one trade. Well, you can with timing it right here and here. I uncovered this massive bit of information about 2 years ago, and this will help you better time buying stocks in a market crash. Also, stick to the end and I'll give you the tips on the best types of stocks to buy when this happens, and give you the secret to why poor people don't get rich from this and why the rich do. Today's video is about the chart called CBOE Volatility Index, or in short, the VIX, which is a real-time index that represents the market's expectations for the relative strength of near-term price changes of the S&P 500, or in short, the panic chart, and I'm going to show you where the best time to buy so you can double your money. So we're in the computer and it's very easy to see the VIX. You go into Google and just type in VIX stock and it comes up with this chart. The use of this chart is actually very risky for timing the market. You should know that the best way to actually make money in the stock market is to dollar cost average into an S&P 500 index, and using these tools here is a good way if you want to time the market, but again, it's a very risky strategy. Our goal is to see the VIX chart spike up, and I'm going to show you two very good examples of this, and then to buy at this time, because it means that if the VIX chart is really high, it means that the stock has been beaten down really low and there's been a market crash. So when the VIX chart gets really high, it requires a total breakdown of people's faith in the stock market. They think the financial system is going to collapse, and therefore that's why the stocks just dramatically dropped. And I'm going to show you two instances. So here we have the VIX chart, we have the 1 month, and you can see that it's currently at 31. So it's actually pretty volatile at the moment. If we go to 6 months, we can see that it's been going up and down. Looking at the 1 year view, we can see that it's already reached around this area about 4 or 5 times. So just noting right now, it's at 31. If we look at the 5-year chart, we can see what happened here when the global pandemic happened, which was right here, and it hit a value of 66. This is the right time to buy. The risky part that I was saying was trying to time this is very difficult. As you can see, it moves up very fast only in a couple of days. Here we can see at the 28th of February, it went straight up to 40, and then at the 20th of March, it went straight up to 66. But then you can see the volatility went down, and then on the 9th of April, it went down to 41. And I'm about to show you the secret right now. If you go to Max, you can see, and that the last 20 years, that there's been 2 instances where there's been massive crashes in the stock market, and this thing has absolutely picked it. So over here was the global pandemic, and over here in 2008 was the global financial crisis, which we'll have a look at, and that peaked also at around about 60. So brief summary, the financial crisis of 2007-2008, or the global financial crisis, was a severe worldwide economic crisis that occurred in the late 20s. It was the most serious financial crisis since the Great Depression. And moving over to the recent crash, the 2020 stock market crash was a major and sudden global stock market crash that began on February 20th, 2020 and ended on the 7th of April. Just a quick example of this, we're here in Apple stock right now, so currently the price is $159, but just before it happened on the 2020 crash, we can see that it was $81, and then it crashed by about 30%. This is when the volatility index went up. After the VIX topped out at about 60, you can see that in the few coming weeks that it went down, and you can see Apple stock here slowly climb, and in a few months, it's up already by 117%. So in the last part, why poor people don't often get rich from it, and why the rich do. The answer is that because the average person doesn't have the disposable income on the sideline to gamble when the whole financial world is falling down. When news outlets and mainstream media are spreading messages of global financial collapse, it's very hard to invest at a time like that. The average person doesn't prepare for these situations, to hold thousands of dollars in the bank over decades doing nothing to then invest it in the stock market right then. However, the rich know this secret. They pass it down to their kids and have money to invest in these critical times, while the uninformed people sell their shares in panic for cheap prices. The rich buy them on discount to then see them go up when the fear goes away and the market eventually recovers. I was able to sell items I didn't need. Later on, I sold my RX-8 and I bought Tesla and NIO stock at very cheap prices to then see them skyrocket later on. Now you know this, I hope you start to prepare and take advantage when the time comes. Have spare money on the sideline. The best stocks to buy when the market crashes are stocks that are profitable, therefore have positive PE. Have huge revenue so that they can survive a financial crisis. These stocks are usually mega caps like Apple and Google. Well, that's it for this video, and thank you so much for watching. Before you go, please hit like on the video, as it helps me out a lot to get this video out to new people who want to start investing, and feel free to subscribe to be closer to financial freedom. As always, safe investing, and make sure you do your own due diligence, as I am not a financial advisor. Drop me a comment if you're already using the VIX. If you want to know how I'm investing this year, click this video on the screen. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.